One trait that defines modern human behavior is the use of personal ornamentation. The earliest evidence for personal ornamentation are beads made from marine shells during the Middle Stone Age, dating back as early as 142,000 years ago. Beads became more prominent as time passed on, and eventually took on the form of ostrich eggshell beads. Ostrich eggshell beads date back to as early as 50,000 years ago and are found throughout Africa and other parts of the world. Ethnographic accounts describe the process of ostrich eggshell bead manufacture among peoples living in various parts of Botswana's Kalahari Desert and South Africa. Empty ostrich eggshells were broken into smaller fragments, normally ranging from 2 centimeters to about half a centimeter in maximum length. This was done by placing the shell on a hard surface and using a rock or a horn as a hammer to knock off pieces. When enough pieces are obtained, they are either drilled or trimmed depending on the pathway chosen. In pathway 1, the pieces are drilled first with a nail-sized piece of metal or a stone drill, which is attached to a stick. The tip of the drill is placed in the center of the inner concave part of the shell, and the shaft of the stick is then rolled back and forth between the craftsperson's hand with some downward pressure until the drill pierces the eggshell, or nearly pierces the eggshell. It can then be pierced through with an awl or a sharp bone point. The edges of the drill blanks are then trimmed to approximate the final size of the beads. This was done by stringing up the beads with plant fibers or sinew to prevent any beads getting lost. They were trimmed by either using a pebble or a springbok horn by shaping them against the edge of a hard surface. With pathway 2, the beads are trimmed first before the hole is drilled into the bead blank. So the beads are likely individually trimmed as they cannot be strung up, which could result in some accidental losses. The method of trimming is a lot like in pathway 1, except there won't be a hole present in the center of the blank, by using a horn or a cobble that is used to knock edges off against an anvil. Once all beads are trimmed, they are perforated similarly to pathway 1. Ostrich eggshell beads that are trimmed and perforated are then strung up and pressed up against one another while one end of the string is tied against a piece of wood. The beads are held tight by one hand while the other rubs a sharpening stone over the beads, occasionally wetting the string of the beads until the beads are circular and even in size. The shaping process has been described as laying the strung up beads on a surface and using a grooved stone to grind and shape the beads, or being rolled over a smooth stone with the palm of both hands. The final product could then be traded or used to make ornamentations in the form of necklaces or bands. They were also often worked into garments. Ostrich eggshell beads are also known for their function as part of a reciprocal gift exchange known as zaru. But this is a video for another day.